The quality of food we consume determines our well-being. No wonder we turn into selective and critical buyers while making purchase of any eatables. Since most of the products travel through international borders, it becomes all the more imperative to monitor and ensure the quality of food products and obtain plausible guarantee for the same as per the global standards.
Before establishing of the EIC, the export was not under the control, and the exporters were exporting the commodities as per the importers' requirement, and it was reported that there is a lot of non-compliance when the product is moving out of India and it doesn't meet the importing country's requirement, and there was a lot of non-compliance complaints. And that's why the government of India has brought into the establishment of Export Inspection Council of India as a regulator to look into that when the product is moving out of India, it meets the importing country's requirement.
It was in this perspective that Government of India formed the Export Inspection Council (EIC) in 1964 to certify each product in consonance with international quality norms before it moves out of the Indian territory. Ever since 1964, EIC has provided a big thrust to the Indian export trade by establishing its credentials as a globally accepted regulatory authority. Being an apex regulatory body, EIC has been discharging its services through the 5 export inspection agencies, generally termed as EIAs, stationed at New Delhi, Kochi, Kolkata, Mumbai and Chennai. Each EIA has its sub-offices to support the process of quality control and certification. Work areas of EIAs include the inspection and certification of vast range of export products like fish and fishery products, basmati rice, black pepper, etc., in confirmation with quality parameters prescribed by the importing countries, issuance of certificates of origin under various preferential schemes and voluntary certification. In 2013, EIC has successfully entered its golden year. During this journey, the Council has grown into a vibrant autonomous regulatory body. Today, it has spread its network across the nation, with its head office at New Delhi.
During last 50 years, we have seen a lot of up and downs. When we have started in 1964, the Government of India has given the mandate to certify the 1,000 commodities which were from different sectors, from engineering, automobiles, leather goods, the agriculture product or fish and fishery product, so many. And then to cater this requirement, we have established number of offices. Our number of officers was very high, and we were meeting this requirement and fulfilling the mandate given by the Government of India. In 1995, when the WTO came into the existence, the export were liberalized, and our mandatory certification has been changed to the voluntary certification. And then slowly the importance of this organization is increasing. Reason being, the importing countries are very much concerned about the safety and quality of the product, and also the consumer is very much aware. So consumer demands to the importing country authority, and importing country authority, they ask us to comply with that requirement. Now today's scenario, there is a lot of requirement is coming up. If you see the total certification we do in mandatory certification, mostly the food product, because food is directly consumed by the consumer and they may harm citizen of the importing country, and that's why we are implementing all the food safety requirement.
In case of food commodities, issuance of health certificates is mandatory, as it certifies that the commodity is safe for human consumption and meets the importing nation's safety parameters. To certify the fairness of any food merchandise, food safety management system has been set up. In this operation, quality control specifications are in sync, right from the selection stage of raw material of any product to its processing, packaging, and procurement of its consignment. For carrying out the sample test of any food item, each EIA has its own accredited labs. These labs are highly sophisticated, equipped with latest technologies. These labs follow rigorous procedures for quality check and certification that are at par with particularized global standards. To extend this practice to the distant places, various methods have been adopted. IPQC, that is, in-process quality control, is self-certification of licensed exporting units that are strictly maintaining the food safety measures, following the international norms with the standardized labs. These labs are allowed to do self-certification. These units are approved under Export Inspection Quality Control Act. To uphold the value parameters of the products, the concerned officials do the monitoring of these units at frequent intervals.
We analyze that histamine in our fish and fishy sample for the analysis of all fish seafood samples by using this UV detector. And for the analysis of aflatoxin, we are using fluorescence detector. Another equipment we have this RRLC, rapid resolution liquid chromatograph, for the analysis of antibiotic residue like tetracycline, etc.
This instrument is ICP-MS, inductively coupled plasma spectrophotometer. It helps to detect the heavy metals present in the samples like fish, vegetable products, oils, and any food samples. And why it is better than AS and AES and MPS? Because at a time we can analyze the all elements in a single run, whereas in other instrument only a single element we can analyze once at a time.
This is very sophisticated instruments. This will having two parts. One is LC-MS part. So here the sensitivity of this instrument is very high. So the drugs which is banned, that can be analyzed by this instrument.
Another method is CWI, consignment-wise inspection. Each sub-office of the EIC has been provided with exploratory labs to inspect and certify the samples of those merchant exporters who do not have their own processing units and those that have labs not conforming to global parameters. These sub-offices have their sub-units as well to lessen the distance between the exporters and the authority. Each unit in itself has the power to issue the mandatory as well as the voluntary certificates. To obtain a certificate, 4 major activities have been defined. These are inspection, sampling, testing, and certification. And each of it is followed meticulously before certifying. Along with the papers of quality check, certification of origin in recent years is proving beneficial to get a handsome deal for the exporters.
There is a lot of trade agreements are there after WTO. The developed countries are facilitating the export from the developing countries, and they have established the country of origin criteria, and we are the one of the sole agency to certify the certification of origin criteria. And currently we are issuing the almost 1 lakh certificates per month. So this is a huge task, It amounts totally around 95% of the total certificates issued by the Government of India for export under free trade agreement for giving the duty benefits.
Enriched with the specialization of specific technologies, EIC has revived its essence by upgrading the international laws and certification prescribed by European Union, Japan, United States of America, and many other importing nations. Furthermore, EIC has initiated the training and technical assistance that benefits the Indian exporters to match the international criteria. Export Inspection Council has developed an information center with database on regulatory requirements of India's trading partners. This center enables the easy access by Indian exporters, particularly in case of non-compliance, to know the reason and its certification measures.
More and more automation is going on in our system, in our organization. Like we have recently started issuing of the health certificate online, issuing of the GSP online. So the exporters can apply, they need not to go to the office, they can apply with the requirement. My officer sitting in the office can verify and issue the certificate. And that certificate, when it's on the back, the importing country can also see that yes, this is the certificate issued by the exporting country authority, and they will accept it.
In case of rapid alert issued by importer's country indicating non-compliance, EIC visits the processing units to identify the issue and take corrective measures. That may vary from terminating the exporter's license to importer's nation, restricting the importers of the particular product,
I'm Dr. Jeff Grossell and Dr. Alistair Herford, and we have come to Kerala at the invitation of the Export Inspection Council to conduct an evaluation. We talked to all the EIC representatives there, and then we've come over to Kerala to have a look at the facilities and the laboratories and the processes, and we've had a good time over here. We really love the local food and culture, and the laboratories are very well run, and they're all accredited, and the processes are the same, and so first impressions are very good.
Being the official export inspection and certification body of India with statutory status, EIC was designated as a competent authority by European Union for marine product, egg products, honey and basmati rice. The US FDA does the same for black pepper, and many other countries do the same for various other products.
We are signing further more agreement, like for basmati rice, when we have demonstrated to European Union. Now the Mauritius is signing a MOU with EIC that the basmati rice moving to Mauritius would be certified by the EIC. Very recently, when the Chinese Premier has visited India, we have signed 3 agreements. That is one for export of the meat, another is export of fish and fish product, and the third one is the feed and feed ingredient. It means the importance of the EIC is day by day increasing. And why it is increasing? Because we do not have any conflict of interest. When the product is being processed and certified, it is purely based on the importing country's requirement.
EIC has evolved significantly with each progressive year. New trading alliances are formed and the graph of non-compliance has sloped down. This success has laid a strong foundation for the bright future of EIC as well as the export trade of the country.
The role of EIC is going to be the same as we have started in 1964. The reason is lot of more and more commodity is coming under our portfolio. More and more agreement from the importing country is being signed. And it is also true that importing country cannot, certify the unit from the exporting country. They do not have the legal powers. So they cannot, check even then each and every consignment. For example, India is also importing a lot of product. Do we have the facility? Do we have the infrastructure that can we check each and every consignment? Can we go for 100 countries to check their consignment? So we have to rely on the authority of the exporting country. And that is the reason the role of EIC is being recognized by the importing country regulatory authority day by day. We are signing more and more agreements and more products coming under our portfolio. And we are proud to say that when we know the the regulations, we have a full technical competence to certify that product that it meets the importing country's requirement.